Research Methodology 2. While reading, read the following text and do the proposed exercises. Spotlight on research, qualitative research. Qualitative approaches. There are a number of methodologies used in qualitative research. Each has its own principles, which include study design and aim, but all traditionally use a small sample of participants since qualitative research concentrates of the quality of the information collected. Burns and Grove, 2011. The chosen methodology and research aim will determine the final sample size, but novice researchers are advised to select between 5 and 10 participants. Participants in qualitative research are selected from the target population of the setting. This results in a purposive sample of 2 who, Ryan et al. 2007 ARC, will have had exposure to the topic under investigation and whose experiences will achieve the aim of the research. The data collected in qualitative research is descriptive or narrative in nature and yields detailed views of the phenomenon or experience under investigation. Pope et al. 2002. The most common of the qualitative research methodologies are detailed below. Phenomenology phenomenon. This research approach, which is also a philosophy, seeks to understand phenomena which Burns and Grove 2011 define as they lived experience of individuals. The principles of phenomenology in research aim to give meaning to participants' experiences and include bracketing. This is the process whereby the researcher, who may have experience or understanding on the phenomenon under study, suspends their own beliefs or ideas. Holloway and Wheeler, 2010. Distancing themselves from the setting allows the emic researcher to remain neutral. To reduce researcher bias further, the phenomenologist undertakes a critical appraisal of the literature after data collection and analysis. Munhall, 2007, cited by Burns and Grove, 2011. Ethnography. Ethnography is the oldest of the qualitative research methods and historically has been used by sociology and anthropologists to study culture and people across the world. Holloway and Wheeler, 2010. It's designed to explore cultural phenomenon where the ethnographic researcher traditionally lives. Within the culture under investigation, it uses interviews, observation, and documentary sources in the form of field notes to collate information that is descriptive in nature. As a branch of ethnography, autoethnography involves the researcher, who is also a member of the group under study, combining the experiences of the participants with those of their own as an insider or emic researcher. This aims to enhance the understanding of the group being studied. Ellis, 2004. Grounded theory. When there is little known about the topic under investigation, researchers may choose a grounded theory approach. Holloway and Wheeler, 2010. This enables researchers to devise, test, and generate new theory about a particular phenomenon from systematic research. Burns and Grove, 2011. There are a number of variations in grounded theory models, such as the constructivist approach. Breckenridge et al., 2012. This is an alternative to the classical model of grounded theory where the findings are about patterns of behavior. Constructivism takes the view that meaning does not lie dormant within objects waiting to be discovered, but it is rather created as individuals interact with and interpret objects. Brody, 1998, cited by Breckenridge et al., 2012. In grounded theory, only a minimal literature review is undertaken prior to the start of the study. A critical appraisal of the literature is then performed after the data collection and analysis stages to reduce researchers' bias. Munhall, 2007, cited by Burns and Grove, 2011. Research participants are recruited to grounded theory studies by theoretical sampling. Rain and Thurgood, 2004. Here, individuals continue to be enlisted to be sampled throughout the data collection and analysis stages until no new data emerges and saturation occurs. Holloway and Wheeler, 2010. Action research. Action research narrows the practice theory gap by devising solutions to practical problems. Holloway and Wheeler, 2010. It can be a practical method for the novice researcher since it draws upon a joint approach that encourages colleagues to work together to identify solutions to problems, but it may be difficult to recruit enthusiastic participants. Holloway and Wheeler, 2011. Similar to ethnography, action research uses individual interviews, focus groups, and documentary evidence, such as reports and agendas, as well as meetings and discussions to obtain data.